Hey Mike, David here. So this is the video summary, and this is the very first swing. So this is your before swing. I'd recommend watching this more than once. So this red line I'm drawing, it's pretty common when teaching to call that the plane. And really the objective is to make a golf swing that's simple, where your swing is parallel to that line pretty much throughout the entire process. There might be a little bit of change. So again, like we talked about at address, you're very hunched over at address. So I'd recommend standing taller and recommend having your shoulders pointed a little more into right field. So if we watch the pattern though with what's going on, instantly in the takeaway, you will lift your hands way away from the body and the club goes out and up. So you have very limited what we call depth here. So depth would mean this way off to the left. So one of the models I use when teaching is Robert Rock. He won on tour a couple times. He has a very conventional swing. Just check out the difference where his hands are versus you, right? So your swing is very much up and down vertical, where again, if we draw a line at the top, your hands are basically out over your toes. Your left arm is beyond your shoulder plane. Normally, we'd like to see your left arm matching the plane. In fact, with Robert, he has that left arm nice and low. It's just a simpler, more compact position to play consistent golf. So from here, Mike, it's going to be incredibly difficult to be consistent. So, you could route the club somehow way back to the inside to get it back on track. But what you're going to do is drop it straight down and be super, super steep here. So if we pause you right about here, you're beyond 90 degrees. You're beyond perpendicular to the ground. I have not seen a golfer in my golfing experience ever shoot in the 70s consistently or low 80s with a pattern where you're coming in this steep. Now, you're a super athletic guy, so you're going to go from very hunched over to coming way out of your posture and standing up, and that's why you're hitting the ball thin. Most people would just slam that club into the ground and chunk it, but your brain is smarter than probably you give it credit for, right? You've made two wrongs to try and make a right. But again, this is just not going to be consistent. You go back to Robert Rock. Here's the downswing, and this isn't just Robert, right? We could have Justin Rose, Tommy Fleetwood, whoever, a senior tour guy, and you can see how much shallower this angle is here. So massive, massive, massive difference. So this was the first swing. Let's go to one of the drills we did, and you're going to see some pretty remarkable changes from this position here. All right, so here's one of the first drills we did. This is going from Ben Hogan, his pane of glass, where you can see you have the noodle. And basically, if you were to pick the club straight up in that up and down choppy motion, you're going to hit the noodle. So let's see what happens. So here's your backswing. Okay, hands are still lifting up and away a little bit, right? But when you really look at this, you're achieving a lot better depth. Your hands are coming more over your ankle bone. And you get to the top, and what do we see here? Your left arm is now matching your shoulder plane. Your hands, again, are in a much better position. You're ultimately parallel to the plane line. This club face is still quite open. And again, we talked a little bit about strengthening the left-hand grip. That will help you a lot. So this is a way, way better position. And without even thinking about the downswing, just getting your hands deeper over here, and again, more compact, it's just going to be simpler to hit the ball. So when you come down, Mike, are you a little bit steep here? A little, but not bad. You're pretty much parallel to the plane, wouldn't you say? So this is a day and night difference between the first swing. You're going to put the club on the ball, and again, to me, that's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So again, massive difference there. Let's take a look at one of the other swings. All right, now in this clip, we can see I was having you do some paused repetitions where I was really emphasizing you to take the club back so that the hands go in and the club head stays out. And the reason for this is this will set you up as you continue to turn back. It's going to help increase that depth. And also, Mike, you're getting the club a little bit more vertical. So golf is a game of opposites. If we can get you in this position where the club is a little more vertical going back with more depth, and here you are at the top, this is pointing down more towards the flag, right? Now, check this out. This is really neat. Here's the transition. What do you see? You're actually shallowing the club right there. Let's pause this a couple times. Toggle it back and forth. Watch his very first move. That club head is kicking back. Robert Rock, watch this move in transition. Right there. See that shallowing? Virtually all good players have a little shallowing of some sort in the transition. And we didn't talk about deliberately shallowing the club. This was all a consequence of getting that takeaway and altering how you were moving back. And then how cool is this? You know, we pause you right here. I mean, that club, again, you're shallow of the plane, probably for the first time, I don't know, in a long time or maybe ever. So to me, that, again, is really, really good. Now, again, it feels bizarre. Your contact may not be great at first. It'll take some practice, but this is really the idea, is getting the hands to work in as you're turning your body, turning your hips, turning your shoulders. Again, you do all that, you get into a much more efficient position at the top. Again, we talked about depth. I mean, now you got your hands over your heels, so even better. From here, you can shallow it out, and you're just going to play a heck of a lot better golf. Okay, now lastly, Mike, just so you can see from the face-on view, this is what we call the face-on view. It's important to look at as well. Again, the purpose of all these lines are to show how you're moving relative to where you started. So the biggest thing from this position at address, after we get you standing a little bit taller, remember, we want to strengthen our left-hand grip. So really, we would see that left hand turned over, and that way we can see more of the logo on your glove. That will help get the club face so it's not as open. And if we watch, when you take the club back, you are swaying, you're making a sway with the lower body. So your pelvis goes this way. As a result, you can see your upper body is actually leaning towards the target. So it's just kind of hard on the back. And then notice how the head went up. And part of that, again, is just because you were so hunched over at address. So again, let's make a comparison. Justin Rose, watch his hip right here. As he goes back, notice how it never moved outside that line, right? If anything, it actually tilted inward a little bit. So again, a very simple drill you can do at home or even outdoors. Just get one of those sticks from Home Depot, planted in the ground, and make some turns so that you're not swaying away. The other drill you can do if you go to the gym is you could park a yoga ball like right here against your left hip, and then suppose there's a wall here. You can make some turns so that you're not making this lower body sway off the ball. So we want our hips turning, but we really don't want them laterally swaying off the ball like that. Now, on the way down, we do want that weight shifting into our lead side. So you're doing a very good job of that. You can see that you made a nice lateral transition here. Again, we go back to Justin Rose, so and clear some of these lines. Let's mark his hips. Watch this. There he goes. Boom. Big lateral shift. So that part is normal, but he did not sway off the ball on the way back. So let me know if that makes sense, because as you turn better and you work on these drills, ultimately you're going to get sort of this, they call it shaft lean, and you'll compress the ball versus what you're doing. As you come down, you can see you have very little, in fact, your club is actually tilted the opposite way. So part of that, again, is a result of the pivot, that lower body sway. And the other part is obviously just working on the swing plane itself, which we saw from the down the line view. So I hope this was helpful. Obviously, let me know if you have any questions whatsoever about this, and keep up the awesome work. If you're practicing on your own, I would really recommend a tripod and a camera. Slow motion rehearsals. If you can't use a tripod and a camera at your house, get in front of a mirror and again, work on these drills and positions, and again, keep up the great work. Thank you so much.